this issue is like tough. Like there's a lot of work that I'm putting into this and I'm trying my best to figure it out, but it's tough. It's tough mentally because, sometimes I'm comparing myself to other people. It's tough academically because maybe I didn't do as well, when I was in undergrad.
Turning dreams into reality.
Hey, what is up? How you doing? My name is Joseph Ngugi. I am a physical therapist. I am also a PT school acceptance coach. And for years, we've been helping students like yourself get into physical therapy school. So if you're interested in the field of physical therapy, you are in the right place. So a few things before I talk about today's training is binge on all the content we have. We have tons of it, like thousands and thousands of pieces of content between this platform, our podcast, our social media channels. Just binge on it if you're interested in becoming a physical therapist. And the reason why is because most students that at one point want to become physical therapists end up quitting on their dream to becoming a physical therapist. So right now, there are tons of people that you might talk to that might say things like, man, once upon a time, I wanted to be a PT, or I was interested in becoming a physical therapist, or I thought about it and then I changed my mind. Like at the end of the day, there are people that could have been what you are trying to become, but they quit. And the reality is there's many students that still end up quitting on their dream and they want it just as badly, if not more so than you do. So the question is, how do I set myself up so that I don't quit on my dream? So we want to make sure that every single time we do content and add value to your life as a student, we are giving you the tools, the resources, the frameworks to help you constantly move towards your dream of becoming a physical therapist. So if that is what you want, you're on the right page. If that is not what you want, then you are on the wrong page. And just clear as that. So, on today's training, what I want to talk about is the truth behind why getting into PT school is, or at least feels, so hard. So I don't know if you've ever felt that. I don't know where you are in your journey. I don't know if you've ever felt like the journey of becoming this physical therapist in the future. I don't know if you feel like it's just hard, right? Because there are plenty of students that feel just that. They're like, man, like this issue is like tough. Like there's a lot of work that I'm putting into this and I'm trying my best to figure it out, but it's tough. It's tough mentally because, sometimes I'm comparing myself to other people. It's tough academically because maybe I didn't do as well, when I was in undergrad, and now I'm trying to basically catch up on that. It's tough when you try to apply to PT programs and things do not work out as planned, and you end up, maybe getting some rejection letters or some wait lists from some of the schools that you applied to, and you're like, man, like this is just hard, right? So let's talk about that, right? Because I think sometimes we don't just talk about it directly, but I think that this will give you some context and a framework to use so that even though it feels hard, you're able to still move forward and make your dream come true. Sounds good? Cool. So let's clarify a few things. Number one, it's not meant to be easy. I think that's the first thing that I want to just address point blank, right? It's not meant to be easy. Reapplying after previously getting rejected, is not easy. It's terrifying, right? Improving your GPA or having to do the work to improve your GPA. That's not easy. Having to do the things needed to, increase your GRE score, especially when you've previously struggled with standardized exams. It's not easy, right? Finding the perfect match school for you. That's not easy, right? Because we know that certain schools are meant for you and others are just not, right? Like schools are like a relationship. Not everybody is for you, right? And so finding the perfect ones for you, man, that's also not easy. Dealing with maybe friends and family that might not buy into your vision, right? You might have family members that really don't buy into it. And I know how tough that can be, right? Because you love your family, but you're like, man, like I wish they would, believe in my dream the way I believe in it. But the reality is it's your dream and your dream alone, right? So that's not meant to be easy, right? Trying to find help, right? Like looking for help. Right now, as you're on here, you are seeking out help. This is not easy for a lot of people. A lot of people have a hard time, trying to find help. They're like, man, like if I can't figure it out on my own, does that mean that I'm not going to be good enough to be a PT student or good enough to be a physical therapist? And so people like students sometimes have a hard time reaching out for guidance or help. Like that's not meant to be easy. But here's the thing. When you can accept that, then you're like, okay, for everybody, it's not meant to be easy. But it's insanely possible to figure out. I think that's the part that I think most of us just need to hear. Everything is figure outable. I don't even know if that's a word. I think it is. But like everything is figure outable. So if it's academic, right? It's figure outable. If it's mindset wise, it's figure outable. If it's your environment, it's figure outable. If it's guidance wise, it's figure outable. For crying out loud, we are acceptance coaches. But what has to shift is the question you're asking. Your question needs to be around, what should I be focusing on? Right? If all of it is not meant to be easy to begin with, my question should be, what should I be focusing on then? Right? And so there are 4 things that I want you to start focusing on if you want to start saying, okay, man, this feels hard. This feels hard, but I want to make it work. I want to make it happen. Here are 4 things that you need to start, or I would advise that you start focusing on. It's up to you whether you want to do it or not. And those 4 things are, number 1, the controllables. What are the things that are within your direct control? So if you are like, have you ever found yourself stressing out over things that you couldn't really change, right? So like, for example, if I'm stressing out over, the low grades that I got during my first few years of college, I can't go back in time. Unless you can time travel, that is not something that you can go back and erase. Now, there are things you can do to change your GPA, right? With retaking classes and whatnot. But ask yourself, what are the things, based off of the things that I am seeing as difficult or challenging or obstacles along my way? Like, what are the things that I, right now, as a student, can control? That's the first thing, right? The second thing that you should be focusing on is, what do I not know how to do? That one is huge. What do I not know how to do? Or better yet, like with anything. If it's the GRE and I'm like, man, I'm retaking the GRE multiple times and my score is not changing, well, I might not know how to increase my GRE score properly, right? So now I may have to look for some guidance or some help. If it's grades, man, like I don't know how to retake chemistry again and do better at it. What do you not know how to do? Because that will expose where you might have to look for outside help. I'm telling you right now, help is a beautiful thing. And I'm saying it as someone that literally had 2 tutors for chemistry and 2 tutors for physics. Like, trust me, like all I cared about when I was a pre-PT was getting to the next stage, which was physical therapy school. So help is great, but you can't ask for help if you're not clarifying for yourself, what you don't know how to do, right? Number 3 is, who can help me find my blind spots? So ask yourself, do you have someone in your circle who can basically look at your situation as a student and help you see the things that you don't see? Because I can guarantee you right now, there are blind spots for all of us, right? At whatever stage we are in life, whatever we are dealing with, there are always blind spots. And the only person that can help us figure out what that blind spot is someone that has been in our situation and understands all the facets of whatever I'm going through. So it has to be someone that actually understands the entire application process, that understands how schools make decisions, that understand what you can control, what you can't, your circumstances and whatnot. So that person can help you find your blind spots, because blind spots are the things that basically leave you surprised in a not so great way. Like after maybe applying a cycle and being like, man, I got rejected from those programs, but I didn't see their reasons coming. Like, man, I thought I had anticipated everything. So if you have blind spots, or at least you're aware of your blind spots, then it just saves you tons of time. So who can help me figure out my blind spots? And I'll give you a way after this is done for you to start figuring that out if you don't have anyone in your circle. And then the last one is where am I wasting time trying to figure out what someone else can show me? So where am I wasting time? Like where am I wasting time trying to do things that someone else has already done and I could just learn from them? So for example, right now, as a physical therapist, Casey and I are also business owners. We own multiple businesses. And so there's certain things that we have had to do as we've grown our businesses. And instead of trying to figure them out ourselves and do it the long way, we just hire people to teach us how they dealt with that scenario. And it just saves us not just weeks or months, but quite literally years, right? And so for you as a student, like, where am I wasting time trying to figure things out the hard way, right? And I think all the points kind of, basically blend together. And so ask yourself those questions so that now you can start looking for resources that will help you solve those things. And now instantly, even though it is challenging, yes, obviously getting into physical therapy school is hard. Truthfully, if it was easy, like, like the saying goes, everybody would do it, right? So it's actually a good thing that it's hard, right? Like it being hard creates a filter so that the students that are willing to do the things that are necessary are able to get in. Notice, I didn't say the 4.0 students. I said the students that are willing to do what's necessary are able to get in. And so, that is huge. So y'all, like that is major. And so, now if you're looking for, man, like what are some great places to do what you just said, Joseph, to learn how to control the controllables, to, figure out what I need to do, figure out my blind spots, figure out how to basically collapse my time and save time on the things that I'm basically doing the hard way, then go to the link that I'm about to share with you, and it'll just change your life for the better as a student and just give all of that to you in a very short amount of time. So go to www.rejectionproofprept.com. You will be taken to a page there. And when you get on that page, you'll basically be asked to give your name and email, because we are going to instantly, literally within like microseconds, send you a training that is less than 10 minutes long. So we are respecting your time, but it'll show you the exact blueprints that other students have used to figure all those things out that I just mentioned. And once you watch it, you'll be like, oh my goodness, why hasn't someone sat with me and showed me that before, right? That's how you will feel as a student. And so that's the next place I would go to if I were you, www.rejectionproofprept.com. And if you have any questions after that, feel free to write them down below or reach out to us directly. Or the fastest way to get a hold of us is just DM us on Instagram. So if you follow our Instagram account, PrePT Grind, just DM us directly and one of us will be able to get back to you. And that is it, because we want you to get to your dream. We want you to join us on the other side as fellow colleagues within this PT profession. And hopefully we will see you there in the next few years. So keep going, keep crushing it. We'll see you on the next training. And like I said before, be sure to like and subscribe if you found value in this, and be sure to send this to your friends. If you have friends that will value this or could be helped by what I just shared with you, then send them here. We'll see you on the next training. Bye.